They're having a party in the Bayou, and you're invited. Before you get there, though, you've got to get the band back together so they can perform the newest ride song in a Disney park. A song written for the first attraction themed around Disney's first black princess. So grab a log, find a seat, and whatever you do, do not stand up during the drop. Because today we're looking at the finale song for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Special Spice. Hey party people, I'm Chris Waffle and welcome to Area Loop, where we look at the songs that make the rides and the music that makes the parks. Today we're heading into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And what is Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Well, it's two things really. Number one, it's an adventure in the Bayou with Tiana, where we follow Princess Tiana 1 year after the film in 1927 as she expands her success by launching an employee-owned food cooperative called Tiana's Foods. To thank her community during Mardi Gras, she hosts a grand celebration, but she realizes she's missing a live band and she needs our help to find one. So you go down into a salt mine and then you get shrunken down by voodoo, I guess, and then at the end you go to the party and everyone is beyond ecstatic because these critters can play. And two, it's a retheme of the ride Splash Mountain, the successful log flume attraction that was replicated in Disney parks all over the world.
Splash, splash mountain, slippity-doo-dah. Splash mountain, slippity-hey. My oh my,
Zip, 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 zip,
wonderful day.
zip,
Splish splash,
plenty of sunshine, zip,
splish splash.
in my way, zip, 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 zip.
The retheme was led by Imagineer Charita Carter, with original Splash Mountain Imagineer Tony Baxter coming back on board as creative advisor. And even with that pedigree, you may recall there was a real backlash, a Save Splash Mountain petition and funeral-style TikToks, the whole thing. And I get missing a ride that you grew up on. Rest in peace, America Sings. But let's be real, beneath a lot of that, just let the old rides stay the old rides framing, you had a mountain of comments, pun intended, insisting that the original had no racist elements and was just historical folk tales, conveniently skipping past the Uncle Remusness of it all. And that's a playbook we've seen before, whether it's Gamergate or any of the female-led Marvel or Star Wars shows, movies, where the I just care about the craft and quality gets used as the socially acceptable wrapper around something a lot uglier. Now, I'm definitely not saying that every single person who was sad to see Splash Mountain go was operating in bad faith, but a very loud, very documented chunk of that backlash absolutely was. Personally, I fall into the camp of Splash Mountain needed to go. It needed to change. In retrospect, it's still a little surprising to me that the ride was approved in the fashion that it was in the first place back in the 80s. You know, just because Michael Eisner's kid thought the model looked cool.
He came over on a Saturday and he brought his young son, Breck. This is Michael's son, Breck Eisner. And he says, Breck's 14, he loves theme parks. I don't know anything about theme parks, so I hope you don't mind if he gives his opinion. And I'm going, great, because I had never given a presentation to my audience.
Yeah.
My eventual. So you're always converting it to make it appealing to people that are dealing with, will the stockholders, think we're crazy investing and all this. And here's a kid, he goes, Dad, that's awesome. And then he says, okay, what else have you got? We're doing that. What else? Yeah. And like that, we were doing Star Tours. And then I had Splash Mountain, and I'm going, he won't like Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and all that. He's 12 years old. So I really featured the dip drop in the middle in the dark, and that you'd have this highest, steepest waterfall. And then I slipped in the story of Brer Bear and Brer Fox and all that. And he said, Dad, that's even better than the Star Wars attraction.
Wow.
He goes, hey.
Song of the South is a film Disney threw into the vault in 1986, and it's remained locked away, thankfully, ever since. And most people who probably rode Splash Mountain in the 30 plus years after that maybe had no to little or no idea what they were riding through. And sure, Zippity Doo Dah is catchy, but it has its roots in minstrelsy. So happy that it's gone. It's got a complicated legacy, but now let's talk about what replaced it. Tiana's Bayou Adventure totally overhauled the attraction, redesigned outside and in with new state-of-the-art animatronics and effects. And the whole soundtrack got an overhaul. 18 tracks in total, recorded across New Orleans between May and August of 2023. You've got new arrangements of 4 songs pulled straight from the 2009 film. You've got Down in New Orleans, Almost There, Gonna Take You There, and Dig a Little Deeper. The last of those getting a new vocal from New Orleans' own Tiana Tank Ball. There's a whole cue score arranged and produced by 7-time Grammy winner Terence Blanchard, who, fun fact, played every trumpet note for Louis the Alligator and voiced the band leader Earl in the original 2009 film. And tucked into the cue is a vocal from Leah Chase Kamada, daughter of the late New Orleans chef Leah Chase, one of the real-life inspirations for Tiana herself, covering the Louis Armstrong standard, Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? Now that's a lot of new re-recorded music for one log flume, but out of everything, there's exactly one totally new original song written from scratch specifically for this attraction. And that's what we're doing today, party people. Today we're focused entirely on the finale song, Special Spice. Now, where I come from, Special Spice is Beaumont. But this is New Orleans we're talking about. Real Creole spice that I usually can't handle it too well. So who wrote the song that plays at the party? Well, it was PJ Morton. Born and raised in New Orleans and son of Bishop Paul S. Morton and Dr. Deborah Brown Morton. He graduated from St. Augustine High School right there in the city and joined Maroon 5 as an official member in 2012.
Mr. PJ Morton.
And on his own time, he's a Grammy-winning R&B and soul artist with 4 consecutive years of Grammy wins as an independent artist. Disney truly found someone whose whole DNA embodied the music they were looking for. Now, Morton didn't just sit down and write Special Spice in one pass. He said he wrote 6 original songs for the ride before he and the Disney team landed on this one. The challenge was to try to fit in what already existed, but also bring something fresh and move the story along, he explained. We know what Tiana has done and what happened. Now what's she doing? That's 6 complete songs. I really tried to see if they were like out there in cyberspace somewhere or even described in some way. And all I could find was an article where a reporter actually asked Morton to elaborate on what those other 5 songs sounded like. And he just didn't. He said, quote, "We got to something really special. I'm so excited about this song." And he just kind of moved on. That's it. That was the whole answer. So somewhere there's like 5 other demos for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the finale, that got written, possibly recorded as a demo. But as far as the public record goes, nobody's talking. So if any of you watching out there are secretly a New Orleans session musician who was in the room for these, give me all the information down in the comments below. That's what I need. Let's put it all out there for us. Appreciate it. Morton wrote, produced, and performed Special Spice, credited alongside producer Brandon N. Cadell, with Anika Noni Rose coming back to sing lead as Tiana, the same role she originated in The Princess and the Frog back in 2009. Michael Leon Wooley, who voiced Louis the Alligator, came back to reprise his role for the whole attraction as well. Morton and Terence Blanchard spent months in New Orleans in 2023 recording alongside hundreds of contributing musicians, including John Batiste, John Cleary, Trombone Shorty, performing across multiple tracks, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band, and the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. Actually, an assembly of some of the most respected working musicians New Orleans has ever produced. At a Preservation Hall panel discussion, Morton put it simply, when you're a musician in New Orleans, it's a badge of honor. We take it seriously, and there is integrity in that. Walt Disney Imagineering's Ted Robledo described the broader goal the same way. Pulling from what he called the musical gumbo of New Orleans, the layered rhythms and sounds the whole team studied on research trips to the city before a single note ever got written. Morton talked about what this meant to him personally, too. He said that he's wanted to write for Disney since he was a kid watching The Little Mermaid, and that he rode the finished attraction with his own family, including his 11-year-old daughter who got to watch her dad become the first black composer to write an original song for Disney's first black princess. All right, now let's get into the song itself. Clocking in at 2 minutes and 42 seconds on the official soundtrack release, Special Spice plays at the very end of the ride, when you float into Tiana and Naveen's home, Fleur de Bayou. And Lewis is up there conducting the Bayou Community Band, the ride's official house band of critters that you've kind of collected along the way. Naveen's on ukulele, and Prince Ralphie's on the drums, and the rest of the critter lineup, including the Zydeco band you met earlier, they all join in for the finale, and structurally, it's a grand finale number doing the same job as Zippity Doo Dah did in the original. Musically, the song is upbeat New Orleans celebratory music blending jazz, soul, and brass, with horns doing a lot of the emotional heavy lifting, and a rhythm section that struts more than it marches. And story-wise, the song is doing a reveal, so the whole ride you've been on the hunt for one missing ingredient, a special spice that'll make the party complete. The twist is that the missing ingredient was never a specific critter or a specific instrument. It's you. It's you, the guest, the literal party people. You see, the real special spice was the friends we made along the way. So as we get started here, I will say that this being the newest, as of this recording, ride song in Disney's catalog, there isn't a lot out there as far as sheet music, and it's very jazzy. I mean, the musicians playing on this are amazing, and there's a lot of, even the bass line itself does a lot of that jazzy kind of walking up and down. And so I won't do that for this. I'm sort of following the horn and the lead melody that Tiana sings. But I think this will give you a good idea of what the song is all about. So it starts in E flat and goes sort of like this. So you've got the first scat part. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The whole song kind of follows this basic structure, though. You get into the first verse, you're starting in E flat. Come on in. And then just walk up to F. Come on in. Might be F minor. I'm glad you made it. Then B flat. You're all my friends. Then back to the E flat. Let me just say this. The only thing that's required, and I believe that it's going to G minor. This might not be correct, but the way I'm hearing it is the only thing, and then it's like G minor. That's required to be true. It's like a A flat minor. To the, then I think just a real quick C. To the very you thing that makes you you. Yeah, so like a C, G minor, F, B, back to the B. Very thing that makes you you. And then kind of, I will just walk back up. The bass does something cooler, but that makes you you. It's probably in a minor. That doesn't sound quite right. But anyway, then there's a second verse. So instead of going into the chorus, there's another verse. Toss your talent in. You're making gumbo. B flat. You stir it in. Make a perfect combo, nothing wasted. It all gets used. When we play together, we just can't lose. Then we got the chorus, which basically just follows the same pattern laid out for the verse, but with kind of different orchestration and just a lot more vocal and instrumentation into it, so it kind of ramps up the energy. It's a joyful celebration. You don't need an invitation. It's a joyful. Now everyone can see your special spice makes us complete. Ba-do-do-do-do. Cool. The more I play around with this song and kind of play it and listen to it, the catchier it is. It's a lot of fun. Okay, but here comes the not so fun part. So then, after there's a third verse about a hidden treasure in the Bayou. And, spoiler alert, you're the treasure. But eventually there comes to a very cool bridge that's been difficult kind of for me to figure out just on bass. You know, I'll just be open and honest because that's what YouTube is all about, being open and honest in everything that you do. And this one's a little tough for me. This one was a little tough for me. So I believe it's like in G minor. Sometimes it's hard to believe that the very thing, C, I believe, looking for was right here. It ends up back at the B flat. Looking for was right here. Oh, was it to go back to the G the first time? Sometimes it's hard to believe that the very thing, I think F minor, looking for was right here all along. Let's doubling what's inside. Then F minor. Everyone can sing this song. Then back to the chorus twice. It's a joyful celebration. You don't need an invitation. It's a joyful. It's a band you just can't. Joyful. It's a band that you can't beat. 'Cause the special spice makes us complete. And it's got a big ending. Very cool song. Little on the difficulty meter of the songs that we've done so far, because of the jazziness and the talent playing on this, I would say it even beats Soarin' over California. It even beats Soarin' over California. But I had the chord sheets for Soarin' over California, and I don't for this one, so maybe that would have been the harder one. One thing I really love about what this song is doing is that the idea of Special Spice is that everyone at this party belongs at the party. And for an attraction that replaced a ride built on some assumptions about who gets to belong where, that's really amazing. So having a new theme song land on You Belong Here, specifically you, it's not a coincidence. Special Spice is brand new from 2024, which makes it one of the youngest songs we've covered on this channel so far. It didn't come out of the 1964 World's Fair or get handed down through decades of park history. It was written by someone from the actual city the ride is set in, and for a character whose original voice actress came back to sing it, and recorded on location across months in New Orleans with an assist from some of the most respected working musicians the city has ever produced. And I think that shows in the final product. This doesn't sound like Disney's idea of what New Orleans is. It sounds like New Orleans showed up and made the record. So party people, what do you think of this song? Does it truly capture the feeling of the movie and the city of New Orleans? How does this original tune hold up compared to the film songs that are in the rest of the ride? And do you think kids today will hold this song in their hearts 30 years from now? I want to know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this ride song deep dive, the channel is Area Loop, and you can give me the old like and subscribe, because in every episode I'll be looking at another attraction song and asking, until the next loop, remember, the next time you need to book a band to play your party, bar mitzvah, quinceañera, don't worry about gathering up some random animals around the neighborhood. The special ingredient is already inside you. It was there all along. It's a joyful celebration. How do I turn this thing off?